everybody. Welcome back to Goodnight Lighthouse. I'm Miss Dorothy, and I'm here to read you another story. And I really have a book that I really like tonight. I think I like it, one, because I think the story is being told by a grandma, and I'm a grandma, and this book is called Your Daddy Was Just Like You. Your daddy was just like you. This is a story about how the grandma is telling her grandson about his daddy when his daddy was a little boy. You know, because your daddy was a little boy once too, and he probably did a lot of things just like you. We need to figure out what some of those things are. We need to get into these books and see what grandma has to say about her little boy to her grandson. Are you ready to get inside this book with Miss Dorothy? Good. I need you to sit up and listen up, because here we go. Your Daddy Was Just Like You. Written by Kelly Bennett, illustrated by David Walker. Your daddy was born puny and red-faced, just like you, says Grandma as she's showing the boy the pictures of when his daddy was a baby. First he crawled, then he tippy-toed. He said, "Oogie boogie baba baba loo," just like you. Your daddy had two favorite friends, Raggedy and Bear. Together they went everywhere. "Time for a shot," said the doctor. Bear first, said your daddy, just like you. When he started school, your daddy said, "It's hard, and do I have to go?" Just like you. Even daddies were afraid to go to school when they were little. He counted on his fingers. He missed questions on tests. He forgot his homework. But your daddy practiced and learned and kept getting smarter and smarter and smarter, just like you. Your daddy was zippy and sharp-eyed, just like you. He loved games, but he didn't always win. Sometimes he got mad when he lost. Sometimes he cried. Later, he always wanted to play again. Most days your daddy was my sweet boy. But some days he turned into a wild thing. He raised a ruckus. He crashed. He teased. He bossed or bashed. He fumed and fussed. On those days, your daddy was sent to time out, just like you. Some days your daddy was a race car or a gorilla. Then he was a cowboy. Or he swooped through the house in a cape and mask. Sometimes I mistook him for a stinky swamp man. Look, Daddy's playing in the mud. Your daddy never wanted to take a bath, but once he was in the tub, he never wanted out. He splashed and sang and made himself sudsy disguises, just like you. Your daddy wasn't always brave, especially at night. Spookies clanked in the closet. Creepies crawled under the bed. He checked and rechecked, flashed the lights, and bounced 3 times. I said, "Nighty-night, sleep tight." He said, "Keep the door open just a crack." Just like you. Every morning when your daddy woke up, I gave him a big hug and smooch and said a prayer of thanks that he was mine. Your daddy is my baby. And no matter how big he gets or how old he gets, he will always be my baby, just like you. Yep, I was right. There's Grandma telling her grandson all about her son, which is his daddy. And weren't you surprised to find out all the things that the daddy did when he was a little boy? Did you know that Daddy had to go in timeout? Did your daddy ever have to go in timeout? I bet he did, because he's just like you. Your daddy was a little boy once, and he did lots of good things and maybe some bad things. And he had a lot of fun, and he played with his dad, and he did all the things that you do because your daddy was just like you. I like this book. It makes me think about my grandson, Caden, and how my son, Jackson, is now his daddy. But when Jackson was a little boy, he did a lot of things just like Caden. All of our little boys have daddies that used to be just like them. This was a fun book, and I'm so glad we got to read it together. I like that we're doing all this talking about our dads. It's a lot of fun, and I want you to think about that as you go to sleep tonight. I want you to get under your covers, get cuddled up, curled up, ready for a good night's sleep, and maybe ask your dad something that he did when he was little that was just like you. Because you know what? There's a pretty good chance that you are just like your dad. And that's a good thing, because your dad's a pretty special guy. So you make sure that you tell him how much you love him, give him a big hug and a kiss, and then go off to sleep. And tomorrow when you wake up, show Dad how much you love him, and show him how you know how to obey. And obey right away. And then come back and see Miss Dorothy, because I'm going to be sitting right here ready to read another book to you. Bye! Thanks for reading with Miss Dorothy. I hope you enjoyed this book, and I hope you'll come back soon to read another. What's your favorite book? Drop Miss Dorothy a note and let me know. I'll go find it, and I'll read it to you. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share. I'll see you soon.